From Maryland is recognized.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. Mr. Price, I think we've seen you now 4 times. We met you in Brussels, we met you in London. You've come twice to testify here, so we're familiar with your views. I do think you call yourself a civil libertarian, someone who's a champion of free speech. Would you agree with me that nobody should be shot or killed by their government for exercising their freedom of expression?
Absolutely, people shouldn't be killed unless there's obviously there's an investigation, I believe, underway. I think in the instance you're referring to. But
how about reporting on the activities of government officials? Do you think that the public has the right to take notes, to video record, and then to publicly disseminate information about what our police officers, ICE agents, or government officials are doing? Is that part of the freedom of expression?
I think people have the right to share information online, certainly.
Yeah, and our courts have certainly found that. So thank you for coming and contributing your voice on that. Mr. Mayo, thank you for coming all the way from Minnesota. I hope you don't feel like you've entered the twilight zone here. We're having another hearing about the imaginary threat to the transphobic material of Irish comedians against the European Union, and we can't seem to have a hearing about ICE agents shooting Americans in the face for exercising their First Amendment rights. Please give us a sense of your experience of what the topic of this hearing is versus what's going on in our country.
Thank you. I'm here to talk about the most significant threat to free speech in our lifetime. That is not happening online or digitally right now. It is happening on the streets of Minnesota and Minneapolis, as well as the most significant attack on our Fourth Amendment and the principles of the Fourth Amendment and the protections against warrantless arrests as well.
Well, you made a really significant point in your testimony when you said, we, of course, are seeing tens of thousands of Minnesotans out in the streets every day protesting this reign of terror. But you've also said that a lot of people are afraid now to go out because of the violence that's occurred. In other words, those huge protests could be even much huger without government oppression. Am I reading you right on that?
Yes, I mean, so I can't, describe in words fully how, disruptive, terrifying, and intense the feeling is in Minnesota right now. People are scared to leave their homes. People are scared to go about their daily business. And I'm not talking about just immigrants. I'm talking about immigrants with legal status. I'm talking about people of color. I'm talking about whole swaths of the community that are afraid to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. And I'm talking about people who are exercising their protected First Amendment rights of free speech.
Well, are the ICE agents who we see ripping people out of their cars, knocking down doors without warrants, shooting people, are they distinguishing between U.S. citizens and immigrants, or are these authoritarian violent tactics being used against anybody who they perceive to be in their way?
What we have heard, starting when the surge began in late November, we started to immediately hear of reports of unconstitutional activity. The wild use of pepper spray on crowds, peaceful protesters, the pointing of semi-automatic weapons indiscriminately, the deploying of tear gas in playgrounds and in residential neighborhoods. It has been a broad swath of unconstitutional activity.
Well, are the people of Minnesota upset about the way that the European Union Digital Services Act is affecting Elon Musk? Are people talking about that?
I'm here to talk about what is happening on the ground in Minnesota and the most significant free speech issue happening in the country today.
Well, we appreciate the fact that you came, and we appreciate the fact that the ACLU is standing up for people's rights. You've seen lots of rights under attack. The freedom of speech is under attack. The right to assemble peacefully is under attack. The right to petition government for redress of grievances is under attack. The freedom of press is under attack. The Fourth Amendment right not to have your door knocked down without a search warrant based upon probable cause issued by a neutral, independent magistrate is under attack there. All of these things have become the object of destruction by ICE and by the Trump administration. I just wonder if you would reflect generally on the state of freedom in your city.
I can tell you that it feels like the rule of law is under siege in Minnesota.
Thank you. I yield back to you, Mr. Chairman.
Gentleman yields back. The gentleman from Wisconsin is recognized for 5 minutes.